Melody Shari and Martell Holt went their separate ways, but peace? That still hasn't found its way to Huntsville. What started as a love story built on ambition, family, and business has turned into a storm that just won't quiet down. And the saddest part is, the ones who are hurting the most aren't the adults. It's the children caught in the middle of it all. Melody's calm, steady spirit stands in sharp contrast to the chaos Martell keeps creating. It's like watching light fight against a storm that refuses to pass. People online can't stop talking about it. The tension between Melody and Martell has grown into something bigger than just a reality show storyline. It's become a real-life battle, one filled with court dates, accusations, and heartbreak. And through it all, fans are asking the same question: how much more can these kids take? Every few months, something new surfaces. Some filing, some report, or some heated allegation. But this time, things hit different. When reports came out that Martell allegedly said, "F them kids," the internet went silent for a second, then exploded. Because no matter what kind of argument or frustration you're dealing with, those are words that cut deep. Those are words that, if true, change how people see you forever. Now, before we go any further, it's important to remember these are reports and allegations. But even the idea that Martell could say something like that shook people to their core. This isn't the Martell fans first met. Back in the early days of Love and Marriage Huntsville, he was the family man, clean-cut, business-minded, always talking about his kids and how much he loved being a father. But now, that image is slipping further away every day, replaced with stories that sound more painful than proud. Reports started surfacing earlier this year that Martell had left his kids home alone late at night. That's when Miss Marlene, his mother, had to step in. She's been the glue holding things together when everything else falls apart. She's done more than her share, but she's tired. Everyone can see it. Because a grandmother should be enjoying her grandkids, not picking up the pieces of her son's mistakes. The way Miss Marlene keeps showing up for those kids just proves how much love runs in that family, but it also shows how unsteady things might be behind closed doors. Then came July, and things got even more heartbreaking. Reports began to circulate that Martell's son, Tank, allegedly told someone he was scared of his father. That one word, fear, hit everyone like a punch to the gut. Because no child should ever feel fear when they think of their parent. Tank has always been known as that bright, confident young boy who adores both his parents. To hear that he might be scared, that changes everything. That's not drama. That's trauma. And it's the kind of thing that can leave marks that last a lifetime. By August, the situation reportedly became so concerning that the school had to step in. There were talks of meetings with counselors, principals, and staff to discuss what was going on. And when a school steps into a family issue, that's not a small thing. That means people outside the home are noticing changes in behavior, in mood, in performance. It means someone saw enough red flags to say, this child needs help. And that's something no parent should ever ignore. Then came October 15th, a date fans had been watching closely because of an important custody hearing. But reportedly, Martell didn't show up. The reason given was work, but fans were quick to point out that the show wasn't filming and there weren't any known business ventures at that time. That only made things worse, because when it comes to custody battles, showing up is everything. Missing court over your own children? That's not something people forget easily. What's breaking hearts the most is how familiar this cycle has become. Missed hearings, delayed filings, and never-ending excuses. Every time it seems like progress is about to be made, something happens to pull everything back. It's like Martell is caught in a loop of chaos, unable or unwilling to break free from the same patterns that keep causing pain. And in that chaos, the kids are the ones suffering the most. The court has reportedly suggested therapy and anger management, but no one knows how consistent Martell's been in following through. And honestly, that's the problem. Because if a parent truly wants change, it starts with action, not appearances. People are starting to ask if Martell really wants to grow or if he just wants control. Meanwhile, Melody is out here doing what mothers do, holding it all together with grace and patience. No matter what's thrown her way, she's showing up for her kids. She's been focusing on her businesses, her music, and her peace. She's been vocal about protecting her mental health, and that's something more women are applauding her for. She's showing that strength doesn't always mean fighting loud. Sometimes it means moving in silence, keeping your peace no matter how much chaos tries to find you. Fans are giving Melody her flowers. They see the way she's handling everything. They see her smiling at events, spending time with her kids, and refusing to let negativity pull her down. She's showing her children that love and stability still exist, even if life looks different now. Let's not forget, Martell's public image has taken a huge hit. Once, he was seen as confident and successful, a man who had it all, a beautiful wife, smart kids, and a booming career. But now, that confidence has turned into something else. What used to look like self-assurance now comes off as arrogance. What used to be family values now looks like control issues. Every new allegation chips away at the man people once respected. And that alleged phrase, "F them kids," whether it was real or not, it represents something bigger. It represents the distance that's grown between Martell and the family he once called his world. It represents a loss of empathy, a loss of direction. Even if it was said in anger, it's the kind of thing that changes everything. Because once people believe you're capable of saying it, even if it's not proven, it means something about how they see your heart has changed. Miss Marlene's situation is another layer to all this. You can tell she's torn. She loves her son. That's her baby. But she loves those grandkids too. She's in the middle, trying to hold the family together while watching it fall apart piece by piece. You can see the sadness in her eyes when she talks about them. Because as a mother, she knows Martell's better than this. But as a grandmother, she knows those babies deserve better too. And that's what makes this whole story so painful. These reports of Tank's fear, the school involvement, the alleged missed hearings, they're not just random incidents anymore. They're starting to form a pattern, one that says this family is in crisis. And while fans argue online about who's right or wrong, the truth is no one wins when kids are hurting. Some people still defend Martell, saying we don't know the full story. And that's true. None of us are inside their home. But others say the pattern is too clear to ignore. The same cycle keeps repeating: anger, denial, and chaos. And through it all, Melody keeps choosing peace. She's not perfect, but she's consistent. And that's what those kids need right now: consistency. Melody's calm has become her shield. You can see it in her interviews, in her posts, in the way she moves. She doesn't feed into the mess anymore. She's learned to protect her energy, to not give every rumor or insult her attention. And that's powerful, because it shows growth. It shows that she's not letting the chaos define her. She's showing her kids that no matter what happens, peace is possible. Meanwhile, Martell's out here losing more than just public support. He's losing credibility. Every time he misses a court date, every time another report drops, people lose a little more faith in him. It's sad because deep down, everyone knows there's potential in him. He could have been a shining example of redemption, the man who made mistakes but turned his life around for his kids. But every new scandal makes that dream harder to believe. If Martell really wants to fix this, it's not about social media posts or photo ops with the kids. It's about showing up, consistently, humbly, and honestly. It's about doing the hard work behind the scenes. Therapy, counseling, accountability. That's what real growth looks like. Because right now, the only person holding this family steady is Melody. She's been carrying a lot on her shoulders, emotionally, financially, and mentally. She's been trying to keep her kids happy, their lives stable, and their hearts safe. She's doing what strong women do, turning pain into purpose. People online have been saying it for months: give Melody full custody. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that when you look at everything that's allegedly happened. These kids need peace. They need structure. They need love without chaos attached to it. And if that means being with their mother full time while their father gets himself together, then maybe that's what's best for now. Because this isn't about punishment, it's about protection. These kids didn't ask for any of this. They didn't ask to have their lives dissected on social media or to be the topic of grown folks' conversations. They just want to feel safe, to be happy, to have both parents love them without all the drama. And Melody's been giving them that. You can see it in how they light up when they're around her. She's giving them love and discipline, structure and joy. She's teaching them resilience without even realizing it. Martell still has time to change, but that time is running out because every missed chance, every unhealed wound, every court delay, it's all adding up. The world is watching, but more importantly, those kids are watching. They're taking notes on how both parents handle this, and one day they'll remember who chose peace and who chose pride. The sad part is, Martell could have rebuilt everything. He could have used this pain as a lesson, this custody battle as motivation to become better. But instead, he keeps getting in his own way. And every time he does, it's his children who pay the price. As the next court hearing approaches, everyone's holding their breath, because this time the court can't keep delaying. The evidence, the reports, the emotional toll, it's all too much to ignore. The judge has to put those children first. No matter what fame, money, or show comes with it, those kids deserve peace. And Melody? She'll keep doing what she's always done. She'll keep showing up, working hard, protecting her peace, and letting her actions speak louder than any gossip ever could. That's why so many people respect her now more than ever. She's proof that strength doesn't mean shouting. Sometimes it just means standing still while the storm rages around you and refusing to break. At the end of the day, this story isn't just about a broken marriage. It's about what happens when pride, ego, and pain go unchecked. It's about learning that love alone isn't enough. It takes accountability, growth, and effort. And right now, Melody's showing all three. The truth is, Martell can still turn me around, but he's got to start choosing humility over ego, therapy over deflection, peace over performance. Because being a parent